told you that you could shift your entire reality in just 30 days with ChatGPT? Because your external reality starts in here. And today we're going to talk about how you can rewire all the things in here so you can actually manifest your desires in the 3D world where we want them. I fully believe in the power of manifestation because I have personally manifested so many things in my life, like my digital nomad lifestyle, traveling the world while working from my laptop, my 6-figure marketing business, soul-aligned relationships, friendships, and much more. A lot of people talk about manifestation, especially because it's trendy right now or whatever, but what a lot of people don't realize is you can take this ancient wisdom and turbocharge it with modern technology like AI. You can get results faster and with way more ease. So we're going to talk about all that today, but first, before I forget, I have a free manifestation with ChatGPT guide. You can grab it in the description down below. It contains 10 prompts that get you started manifesting different things in your life. So check that out. And then if you like that, I also have my Dream Life Design Vault, which is a full manifestation framework that you can use with ChatGPT. And it also contains 1,000, yes, 1,000 prompts that you can plug in to manifest in different areas of your life, like your wellness, your relationships, business, career, money, whatever it may be, it's all in there. So if you're interested in checking that out, I have both links down below. But without further ado, let's dive in. So we can't talk about manifestation without talking about Neville Goddard. This is the godfather of manifestation. He's like really the founder of modern manifestation before it became an Instagram trend and all these TikTok manifestation gurus came out. So Neville Goddard's core teaching is that consciousness is the only reality. So what that means is that your thoughts, your feelings, everything that goes on inside your head is essentially the control room for your life. So whatever happens in here shows up in the 3D reality. So basically you can think of it like your brain being a 3D printer. Whatever you think about here, like visualizing your dream house, your dream car, your dream partner, really using that mind picture will bring it into your reality in the 3D world. Okay, we could do a whole separate video on Neville Goddard because he talks about a lot of things in his teachings, but a couple other really important ones are that feeling is the secret. So really tapping into the emotion of having that desire is the key to making it manifest faster. So tapping into the feeling of, oh my God, it's gonna feel so good when I drive that new car off the lot, or oh my God, it's gonna feel so amazing once I step off the plane and I'm in Colombia for the first time, or it's gonna feel so great when I'm in my dream partner's arms and we're happy and our relationship is great and not toxic like all my exes, you know? Really tapping into that feeling is the key. And another important one is acting as if it's already done. So acting as if you already have that desire. So standing tall as if you're already carrying that Birkin that you wanted so badly. Having the routine that you would have if you're in your dream relationship. Are you going out and getting wasted and partying all the time? Or are you going to Pilates? Are you getting a coffee? Are you coming home and reading? What does your life look like once you have that partner? Is it wholesome or is it still the party girl life you had back in college? And by the way, I'm not shaming either of those things. I have been both of those people and still am in some capacity. I'm just posing the question so you can actually determine the answer for yourself. So even if your closet looks like you shop at TJ Maxx, you gotta wear those clothes. Like you are wearing Louis Vuitton. Whatever is on your Pinterest board, you gotta wear your current clothes like you're wearing that. So now that we've gone over these core principles, now is the fun part where we actually fuse these with our good friend Chat. Honestly, there are a lot of AI tools you could probably use for these things, but I'm just talking about ChatGPT because it's the most widely used one and it's the one that I have the most experience with and I like using. But here's the thing, ChatGPT acts like another brain. It's almost like another person. It's artificial intelligence, right? And so when your human brain is getting distracted scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, or my guilty pleasure is scrolling through Airbnbs at 2 a.m., AI can step in as essentially like your operations manager. You can basically turn ChatGPT into your manifestation coach. And no, I'm not saying that it should replace human coaches or that it's better than a human one would be. But honestly, not everybody has thousands of dollars to pay for a top of the line life coach or mentor or whatever, right? And that's okay because we use the resources that are available to us. So if all you have is ChatGPT, then that's what this video is for. And I'm about to walk you through a process that you can follow in order to rewire your mind in 30 days. So if you're ready for your month-long glow up for your subconscious mind, here it is. So in week 1, we got to work on your self-concept. This is essentially how you see yourself, what your self-existence is to you. So basically we want to audit your current identity in different areas of your life: money, health, beauty, intelligence, all the qualities that make up who you are. You want to get a gauge on how you see yourself stack up in those qualities. And if you have a really low or negative self-concept in a lot of these areas, please don't be hard on yourself. We all have work to do on our self-concept, so it doesn't mean anything about you if you really struggle to see yourself and all of your glory. So one thing you could do is you could give ChatGPT some context about who you are, like how old you are, what your beliefs are, what you like to do. Just give it a good picture of who you are as a person, and then tell it that you want to level up your self-concept, and then ask Chat to ask you any clarifying questions to see where your head is at with these different self-concept categories. So then it's going to ask you questions, you can respond, and then when you respond, it'll analyze your answers and say, okay, so you know that you're killing it in the gym, you know you're smart, but maybe you don't feel beautiful enough yet. You don't see yourself as a 12 out of 10 bombshell. And so there's some more work to do in that area. So what I'm saying is you can use ChatGPT to analyze what areas of your self-concept still need work. And then when you identify those areas, Chat can help you write meaningful affirmations that will reprogram your mind in order to level up those areas of your self-concept. What I always say about writing affirmations is you want to make sure they are as concrete and specific to you as possible. It always needs to be a positive statement, like I am instead of I am not. I am not is a negative statement. I am is a positive statement. So make sure your affirmation is always phrased in the positive. But what you want to do is make sure that the language you're using is painting a word picture in your mind. It's creating that visualization that you are that thing. So I don't know, like I am the next hottest bombshell walking into the Love Island villa. Obviously, if you watch Love Island, that reference makes more sense to you, which is why it's a good affirmation. So if you don't watch Love Island, you wouldn't write that one. You would write one that's more specific to you and paints a mental picture in your head. So with the guidance of ChatGPT, you are going to write these affirmations. You can ask it to give you ideas. You can ask it to ask even more clarifying questions to help guide the creations of these really concrete affirmations. Use it as an assistant. That's what it's there for. And then what you're going to do is when you have a list of like 5 or 10 affirmations that really hit home for you, you're going to record them in your own voice, and you're going to have to get used to listening to your own voice, because I know whenever I like watch a video of mine or hear a podcast episode I've done, I'm like, oh my gosh, but you'll get used to it. It's important for you to hear these affirmations in your own voice, so it's ingrained in your subconscious that you already are that thing that you're desiring to be, right? Because it's closing the gap between where you are now and where you desire to be. Slowly until they're one. So once we're done with week 1, we're going to move on to week 2, which is all about visualization. So we're taking things a step further here, and we're going to ask Chat to help us write really sensory, vivid, word picture filled scripts that describe exactly the moment when we have everything that we desire. So again, you're going to need to ask it to ask you some clarifying questions in order to get a really accurate sense of where you desire to be. So once you answer those questions, then Chat will come back to you with a really in-depth sensory experience of a script. So the things you see, the things you hear, smell, taste, all of your senses are going to be engaged with this response. And again, you want to read this out loud, record it in your voice, and listen to it on loop until it becomes your new normal. Because that's, again, closing the gap to where you are now and where you desire to be. A lot of people on TikTok have done this visualization activity with ChatGPT, and they've gotten some amazing results. So definitely try this one out. All right, in week 3, we're going to talk about cleaning your mental diet. This is another concept from Neville Goddard. So basically, this is all about clearing out those icky limiting beliefs that are keeping you stuck where you are. And in this case, a lot of us have limiting beliefs that we aren't even aware of. And so you can even ask ChatGPT, hey, I want to gain more self-awareness around my limiting beliefs, so ask me any clarifying questions that you need to know in order to help me analyze them. So again, it will ask you the questions, you chat back and forth, and then it will give you an analysis of your own limiting beliefs. Isn't that crazy? So then once you've identified those limiting beliefs, you can ask Chat to help you reframe it into something more empowering. So an affirmation or a statement that completely refutes the limiting belief that you have. And what you want to do with these more empowering statements is use them as reframes whenever the corresponding limiting beliefs come up. So for example, a limiting belief I had for a long time is I'm just not athletic. I'm not an athletic person. You know, I didn't play sports when I was in school or anything. So whenever I started getting into the gym, I was like, you know, I'm a bad runner. I'm just not that athletic. And that kept me stuck for a while. Even though I loved lifting, I loved going to the gym. In my mind, I was like, you know, I'm just not an athlete. And I had to shift out of that limiting belief in order to make real progress in the gym, because I had to start viewing myself as an athlete. And now when I go to the gym and I lift, I feel like I'm Ronda Rousey or something. That's how I feel going into my workouts, because I've done the mental work to view myself in that way. And as a result, I kill my lifts. I push hard and I view myself as someone who's capable of achieving all of my fitness goals. So you want to make sure that you're catching these limiting beliefs, stopping them in their tracks, and reframing into a more empowering belief. Chat can help you identify what those are going to be. And you'll get bonus points if you can make it kind of a sassy, funny statement. Something that makes you giggle a little bit, because humor and fun are really powerful manifesting forces as well. It's not all so serious all the time. You want to have fun with it. So if you can find empowering statements that are silly, funny, sassy, those will help you a lot to reframe your limiting beliefs. And in week 4, we're going to rewrite all of your past memories that have limited you and created these limiting beliefs in the first place. So there's a couple different things we're gonna do in this week. The first is you're gonna have chat write you future memory journal entries. So again, you wanna make sure that you ask it to ask you any clarifying questions so it can really gain clarity on what your desire is, where you wanna go, etc. So these future memory journal entries need to be written as if you're already living your dream. And ideally, you wanna be able to write these yourself, but chat can help you break through these barriers that you might be facing if you really struggle to write about what it's like to live your dream life. If that feels hard for you to visualize, hard for you to believe that you're the one who deserves that life. Chat can help you break through those limits and see things in a whole new way. So ask it to write those journal entries of what it's like to have the car, to have the house, to have the dream partner, to have the dream body, whatever it is, and store those somewhere so you can always look at them whenever you get stuck in your own limiting beliefs. And then the second part to this week is to actually have ChatGPT rewrite your past memories that feel really heavy. So instead of walking away the villain, you walk away the hero. I have a perfect example of this. I had a situation a couple of years ago where I had a really bad falling out with my best friend. And it is honestly one of the worst heartbreaks of my life to this day. I took a very long time to get over that, like over a year, maybe like not quite 2 years, but it was up there. For a long time, I thought about her every single day because I was so devastated that we had such a good friendship and all of that was lost for a stupid reason. And I completely demonized myself from that because, you know, in this situation, she made me out to be the villain. Like I was the bad guy. And I really took that to heart because she's someone whose opinion I valued. So instead of viewing that situation that way and going through all that pain and all that heartbreak for so long, if I knew what I know now, I could have asked ChatGPT to reframe that whole situation for me. I'm not a bad person. And this is just another step in my journey and it had to happen because XYZ. And even though I felt terrible about it, I'm not actually this horrible person that I was made out to be. Chat can help you recenter yourself and really understand a situation from all perspectives. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't take accountability for your mistakes, because in my case, mistakes were made on my part. And the crazy thing is a lot of the people I knew also knew my best friend. And so it was hard for me to get a really neutral perspective on the situation from all of them. So in this case, it would have been great to help me reframe that situation and move on with the help of ChatGPT or some sort of neutral agent. Well, I hope you found this video helpful. That's a wrap on our 4 weeks of manifesting with ChatGPT. I hope this helped you realize that combining old school manifestation teachings with AI is seriously the dream team. Before I go, I want to remind you really quick, I do have my free Manifesting with ChatGPT guide down below. This has 10 prompts that you can plug and play into ChatGPT in order to start manifesting more with AI. And also I have my Dream Life Design Vault linked down below. Again, this is my manifestation with AI framework. You get a quick little intro video that tells you how to use the guide, and then it contains 1,000 prompts that again, you can plug and play into ChatGPT in order to start the conversation and speed up your manifestations. There's a bunch of categories on there like wellness, relationships, career and business, money, big life goals. You can really use this as a resource to understand what you need to ask ChatGPT and how to actually prime it to get a response that's really tailored to you. So again, I have that link down below, but if you want to start with the free guide just to dip your toes in the water, you should totally do that. So I just want to leave you with this. Always start with what's going on in here. Your inner world is going to reflect in the external world. So make sure you're cleaning up your mental diet, you're visualizing your dream life, you're keeping things positive up in here, you're squashing those limiting beliefs and replacing them with more empowering beliefs. And never forget that your dream life is already on its way to you. You just have to be open to receiving it. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.